Woohoo! Hello, hello, hello! How are you, Cancer? This is Mystic GLoLady. Thank you for joining me for your divinatory reading for November 2015. Thank you for all of your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and most definitely your comments, because it was your comments that have brought me to this format, and I hope you like it. So yeah, please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Okay, Cancer, we are going to shuffle the cards, and this is a general reading, which means that Cancer, I put you into the first house, and that is not necessarily the house that would be your ascendant, which is your birth time. Your birth time goes into the first house. So, if this is not ringing true, and therefore you will hear a lot of readers say, please listen to your sun, your ascendant, and your moon sign in order to get a better idea of the planetary aspects and how it could possibly affect you. Okay? So, Cancer, we shuffled them up, and on the bottom you have the Six of Pentacles. You have the material success that is beneath you, the energy that you have to work with. So, Cancer, believe it or not, the resources that you need are, okay, it's right there. You have what you need, so don't freak out. Okay? Now, in your first house, you have the Hierophant. Okay? Now, the Hierophant is one of those that it's, I need to meditate. And meditation is listening to divine speak to you. When we say our prayers are communicating, and the meditation is listening to that God, the good orderly direction speaking in your life. So there just might be a little trip for you to think about, what is it that I really, really want? And now that I think about it, it's like I just had a feeling that I was going to get a phone call, so I better turn my phone off. Because I just got this feeling that I'm going to get a phone call. You wouldn't believe the interruptions of the last one. Poor Gemini. Yeah, it was, we have Thomas, you see Thomas here, and then you had Bella, who was it, Aries, Taurus, they saw Bella, and Blue, but she didn't hang out too long. You really couldn't see her too much. She's not a sociable cat. So, yeah, all this was like, going on for poor Gemini. And it's like, yeah, Gemini, there looks to be a little bit of chaos, a little bit of distraction in your life coming up. So, all right, Cancer. We have Leo in your second house, okay? Your second house of finances, your possessions, okay? The I will, the pride, the confidence. You do like your possessions, and you have the Six of Cups, okay, the pleasure. All right, so you do have, okay, you do have the possessions, the finances. You have what you need, okay, so no worries that you don't. Now, in your third house of communication, short distance travel, you have the energy of Virgo, okay? The organized, the analyzed. Now, in the beginning of November, on the 1st, you have Venus at 21 degrees of Virgo. You have Mars at 22 degrees of Virgo. And you have Jupiter, multiplying at 16 degrees of Virgo. Now, Mars and Venus, they've been dancing. You know, they started dancing way back. Well, not way back, but they were dancing pretty darn good in October. I mean, they started dancing September, they were dancing October, they're dancing in November, and they'll be dancing pretty good. They'll start, you know, splitting up, you know, about the 22nd. And that's going to be in Libra. They're moving to, you know, Libra. The 9th is Venus, 13th is Mars, and Libra is your home sector. Okay, Libra, that balance. I keep getting ahead of myself. I know I'm already going to the 4th, and I have not shown what the card is for the 3rd house. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's going on in your 3rd house. Okay, short distance travels, communications, and you have the 10 of Wands, the oppression. Okay, so what is the holdup? Okay, where is it the communications that there's a holdup? It's like, what is it? There's all that energy that is in there, but there's still a holdup. You know, what is that holdup? Okay, what is not working in the communications? All right, in the 4th house, you have the energy of Libra, and that is that eye balance. Okay, and you also have Mercury there. Now, Mercury had been retrograde, okay, went direct in October, and it's going to be flying. All right, it was flying before it went retrograde, and then it really was a doozy, wasn't it? So Mercury's going to be flying. It's in your 4th house. It's going to go to your 5th house. It's going to be in your 6th house at the end of the month. Okay, starting out 27 degrees in Libra on the 3rd. It's going to be going into Scorpio, and on the 21st it'll be going into Sagittarius. All right, so communication is going to be flying. Okay, communication regarding your home, communication regarding fun, you know, your sex, creativity, children, and then, you know, into your work. So starting it out at the beginning, in the 4th house, you have the sun. All right, so home is happy, which is a great thing for you in November. You know, there's nothing better than a happy home. Now, as I was talking about the 5th house, you know, the fun, the creativity, sex, children, and you have Scorpio, and that is that I desire. And the sun is shining in that 5th house, and the sun will be there in the 5th house until the 23rd, when it goes to 0 degrees of Sagittarius, and it ends up in the 6th house at 7 degrees Sagittarius. So in the 5th house, the sun's shining on your fun, and there's a new moon. There's a new moon shining on your fun house, and that new moon is going to be on the 11th, and it is at 19 degrees of Scorpio. Sorry. Yeah, I was right. All right. On the 11th, it'll be at 19 degrees of Scorpio. I was getting ahead of myself again, too. I was going to talk about the full moon. That's not until the 25th, and the full moon's in your 12th house, so we're not there yet. We are at your 5th house, the fun house, the universe in your fun house. So it looks like you're going to have a whole lot of fun. You're going to be getting fulfillment in your 5th house of fun, creativity, sex, children. All right, in your 6th house, you have Sagittarius in there. And Sagittarius is that I see. And you have Saturn, the teacher. Now, Saturn is going to be there in Sagittarius. It takes about 2.5 years for Saturn to go through a sign. And Saturn is your lord of karma, your structure, your teacher, your lessons, and health is a big factor. So, are you being good to you? Are you taking care of your health? Because if you're not taking care of your health, Saturn is going to be saying, okay, let me teach you, you need to take care of your health. All right? You have the Emperor. The Emperor in the 6th house, in the 6th house of health, service, daily routine. All right? What is it's saying, man, justice is coming. You know, be good to you. You know, you got to be good to you. You got to be good. You know, you got to take care of your health. Outside manifest as illness within, and you know what are you not communicating? It's my mother's a Cancer, yeah, and she's not taking care of her health really good. And yeah, it concerns me. And talking with her, it doesn't really, you know, I mean, we have to learn to live by example. And, you know, I mean, we can give others our opinion, but really, you know, the work that I do, when when people pay, you know, for my advice, they definitely listen to it a whole lot better. And yeah, they definitely listen to it a whole lot better. And you know, it's not just thrown by the wayside. But I have to let it go. I have to communicate, but I can't control the outcome, so I have to let it go. Now, in the 7th house of relationships, you have the energy of Capricorn, and Capricorn is I use everything. And Pluto is there, and Pluto is that death, regeneration, the rebirth. And Pluto, it had been retrograde, but it's now direct. And there's a lot of change and transformations that are going on. Now, in your 7th house, I have the Ace of Cups. And for those of you, new beginnings in relationships are going to be coming up for you in November. And those of you who have been in relationships, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be, you know, an even better relationship coming up for you, or your relation. It does not mean that your relationship will continue to improve. Okay, those of you who are in relationships, you know, the emotions, the good emotions, good stuff, you know, being happy in your relationship. Now, in your 8th house, in your 8th house of other people's money, it's death, taxes. You have, I know, of Aquarius, the energy in there. Now, you have the 8 of Swords, the shortened force. Alright, now what is it with contracts that I'm getting that you have to be careful? Okay, be careful in your communications with other people's money. Okay, if you're doing contracts, all right, you want to be careful of that information on the contracts, okay? Dot your I's, cross your T's, but make sure that what is written is exactly what you want, okay? That's going to be a biggie. All right, now in the 9th house of higher learning, of long distance travels. You have the energy of Pisces, okay? Pisces is that I believe that I can learn anything I want. And you have Neptune in there, okay? Neptune, the illusions and delusions. Now, Neptune is retrograde. It's 7 degrees of Pisces, but it's going direct on the 19th. It's still at 7 degrees. And in Neptune, when it's retrograde, the truth is revealed. All right? So, when you are looking at that, what has been revealed for you? And being that it's going to be going on or going retrograde on the 19th, okay, or I'm sorry, it's going direct. I did say direct, or did I say retrograde? It's retrograde on the 1st. It's going direct on the 19th at 7 degrees. So halfway through the month, it's going direct. All right. So what is it? You know, the ninth house is also a spiritual quest house. And with Neptune in there, you know, the psychic, the dreams, the visions, are you studying what those dreams and visions means for you? Now, you have the Five of Pentacles, the material trouble. So if you are planning to go back to school and those contracts were screwy, you know, or you planned on going back to school and the grant falls through, or you want to go on the trip but the cash just isn't there. Remember, you know, yes, there's things that come and knock us off our pedestal all the time, but we have to learn to be grateful for what we do have, and also look for, okay, well, if I can't go on that trip, then let me look at a YouTube video and let me take that trip through the eyes of others, or that spiritual quest. You know, what do I need to learn? You know, do I need to learn how to do things without money? Do I need to learn how to do things? What can I do to make a change and not count on a financial change to do it? If you want to learn, go to the library. You know, go to the library, get a book, and learn. Okay, libraries are free, so take advantage of them while we still have them. Okay. Now, in your 10th house, your career house, you have Aries. Aries is that I am my career. But Uranus is there. And Uranus is that unexpected, that change, transformation, invention, social reform. And Uranus is going to be there because it takes 7 years to go through one sign. So your career is changing. Now you have the Three of Wands, the established strength. Okay, now you have learned a lot in your career. Okay, you have been there, you have done that, and you have earned where you're at, and you have gotten some pats on your back. All right, you've done great. You've done great. Now, in your 11th house, you have your friends and associates. You also have your hopes, your wishes, and you have the Ace of Swords. Now, you have the Taurus energy that's in there that I have, the grounded. Okay, your 11th house, hopes, wishes, friends, associates, new communications, meeting some new friends. Okay, some new beginnings with communications. All right, with your friends, you know, friends that you haven't talked to in a while. You know, it's like, where have you been? Right here. Isn't that how that always goes? Okay, so in your 12th house. In your 12th house, you have the energy of Gemini, okay, the duality. The 12th house is your secrets, your hidden enemies, jails, institutions, the stuff that's hidden, hidden from view. It is the closet of the birth chart. So, you have a full moon. You have a full moon in your 12th house on the 25th. It's at 3 degrees of Gemini. Okay, Gemini is already the communications, and you have the King of Pentacles in the 12th house. Pentacles, money, money, energy. Okay, now what are you letting go of? Okay, what needs to be let go of? All right, now there's a wealth of information in that 12th house sector. Okay, so mine it, because there's a wealth of information that is in there. Now, going back over, okay, those of you, some of you, there are new beginnings with relationships. I can most definitely see new beginnings in relationships, and relationships getting better. But as I had said before, I'm feeling the health is a big issue. And those of you who think that there isn't enough of money to go see a doctor, remember what I say about outside manifesting as illness within. Look and see where it is in your body, where the illness, dis-ease within would be located. Now, way back in 95, I had discovered a little, pea-size lump in my breast. And I was a little bit concerned over it. And it's now 21 years. And I don't have that little knot in my breast, because I went back and looked at it. Was a lump over my heart, and I was going through major heartbreak at the time that I found it. So I correlated the outside, my heartbreak, with, an illness within. And I believe in that Dr. Heal Thyself. I never went to the medical, which it would have been, the this and the that, and I had already had a biopsy on that breast, and it was a clogged milk duct, and that was, let me see, 3 years prior, 4 years, wait a minute, 95, it would have been 92, so that's 4 years prior that I had already had a biopsy with a clogged milk duct. I was nursing and my children, and yeah, but I had to look at, what is it? And then I also did some research, okay, lumps in breasts. Well, guess what? Caffeine is a big cause of lumps in breasts. So, I kind of did a study, and I was very aware of when I drank soda, caffeine. I love my Coke and Mountain Dew. Yeah, I have an addiction to Mountain Dew and Coke, which it has now been 3 days. So I'm back on the wagon, because, yeah, it's bad for me, but yet it's that obsession compulsion, and I want some caffeine. And then I was just reading about the intestinal, with the yeast and paying attention, paying attention with our health and understanding, as I said, outside manifest as illness within. So looking at where our symptoms are and finding out, like, your stomach, okay, you're holding it in, you're holding it in. What do you need to get out? Okay, what are you holding in? Okay, thought creates form. So what are you thinking? If you're focusing, I have an illness, I have a disease, then how many people have said, if you think you are, then you probably are. So, yes, your health, be aware of. And those of you who have been and understand what I'm saying, then be that beacon for others for change. Okay, because you have the emperor in there, the emperor in your sixth house. Okay, you're standing in judgment. Are you being good to you, or you're standing in judgment? So that's something that, let me think about it. But things are going very good for you in November. So just keep your spirits up. Remember, thought creates form. What are you thinking? So think good thoughts, and good thoughts it will be. So see you, love you, bye.